You're listening to Until They Sleep, a podcast where two parents finally get to sit down and discuss all the different things that run through their heads every day because their four kids are finally asleep. Thanks for listening. And welcome back to Until They Sleep. I'm Chantel, and I'm joined by...
I'm Daniel.
And, well, here we are once again, our second episode of the year, and... Yay! And we have a little interview for you guys. Our 7-year-old has been begging us
for weeks.
Yes, to let her join us on
a recording session.
A recording session. She just really wanted to record with us. And so we finally just did a little sit-down interview, and we're going to play that for you.
Yeah, we attempted to have a sit-down interview with her.
Yes, we attempted.
It was hijacked by a 7-year-old, believe it or not. She took over. She started asking us questions.
That we were not prepared for.
Yeah, and every time we try to ask questions, she kind of like...
She'd divert right back to her question.
Yeah, so she's going to be great at the media one day.
I guess one of my brothers would say she's a perfect example of a female.
Yeah, most definitely.
Making it about her question.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. It was fun. She was very excited, and she kept on going. Before we hit record, she was asking questions. She was asking how does this work and how do you set this up, and wanted to know everything about it. She had a lot of great questions before. I wish I would have hit record sooner. And it was awesome. I mean, her face, that smile the whole time. You guys will hear it. I mean, she was jittery. Yes. She was jumpy.
Yes.
She couldn't sit still. She kept on popping up, and so I apologize. We're gonna have some issues with the audio. It's gonna go up and down because I would try to adjust it to her moving back and forward. And
yeah, I had to remind her to keep her mouth near the mic and stop.
Yeah,
moving around so much.
But yeah, it was actually it was nice to see her. I don't know, it's just something about that sparkle in her eyes about doing the podcast, being a part of it.
And at the end of it all, we're putting her to bed, and she's like, "Mommy, I didn't really mean what I said on there."
I'm so glad you brought that up. And if you guys listen to the, so she has some things to say about Mom, and it was funny because she's putting her to sleep, and then she's immediately like, "Oh, I didn't mean it." And I was waiting for that. The moment that she knew she wasn't recording to be like, "I didn't mean it, Mom," but it took longer.
You little goober. So here it is for your listening pleasure, and then we're going to do some commentary on it shortly after.
All right, enjoy.
Okay, enjoy.
All right, Munchkin. So tell me, so you've been asking to be to record with us for a while. Tell me why?
Because I just really wanna record with my family, and this is my first time talking to places all over the world.
Nice, yeah. You're excited. I can see by the big old smile on your face.
But she likes to do the recordings when I do recordings in the car.
Oh yeah, when we were first trying to set up the whole podcast, like what will work better? Like
I was in first grade.
Yeah, you were in first grade. Yeah,
and
that was a year ago.
I would try to record the kids' conversations with me in the car, and she was all about it.
Yeah.
She was super goofy, I think, the first time she did it, but then she was super serious the next time.
I'm very glad you're doing so good right now. You're awesome. You're natural.
One question, Daddy.
Of course.
How old were you and Mommy when you guys first went to Disneyland?
Oh. You want to handle yours while I try to figure out mine?
Well, I was born near Disneyland, and Grandma and Grandpa lived down the street from Disneyland when I was a baby, so I used to go like every week.
So 0?
I've been to Disneyland many times.
Wow. The first time I went to Disneyland, I think I was 8 years old. I think I was in 3rd grade, and it was a school field trip.
Next year I'm turning 8.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that was the first time. And I haven't been as many times as Mommy, but I've been there a few times, yeah.
Daddy, I have another question. If your bones are so hard and these ones don't come up, then how come your teeth bones do? Your teeth are bones, but how come your teeth come off? They're a bone, but all the other ones don't.
Because your teeth bones are kind of exposed, right? Those are the only bones that you can see. But then you can't see the other ones because they're hidden or they're covered by muscles
And skin.
and skin. Yeah, exactly. But the ones that fall off, they're called those milk teeth, right? Because they're your baby teeth, right? Because they're mainly made out of supposedly milk, I guess.
No, they're made. I mean, they're
Baby teeth.
they're still made of the same
They're
thing.
made by the mommies.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're just a small version of what you're going to need as you get bigger. So if you still had baby teeth when your body is big,
So
that'd be difficult.
So I think this, when you're in the mommy's stomach, all the stuff that's supposed to make the baby, some stuff, I don't know what, but it just makes this wiggly bone that has, I don't know, 32
32 what?
teeth.
32 teeth.
32
Oh,
teeth,
okay. Oh,
okay.
you're so smart.
I think that.
Did you learn this at school?
No.
No. And a book that you read?
No, I'm just thinking about this.
You think about stuff like that just
She
randomly?
thinks about a lot of random things.
So I think
Maybe you're going to be a scientist.
I don't know how much teeth we have. I'm just gonna say 32.
Okay.
And I think the stuff, I don't know, makes the teeth, and they put it in and they stab it in this really slimy thing that people call gum. And that's this part.
Yeah. Well, you're right. There are
they
32 permanent teeth.
And they stab it in there, and they put it in really tight, and sometimes that part just gets wiggly, and poof.
Well,
have a new
kids are actually, by the age of 3, have 20 teeth. And those are the 20 teeth you will lose before all your teeth grow back in.
Wow, that's really good. I didn't know that. I just looked it up.
They're called deciduous teeth.
Ooh.
Oh,
Your 20 deciduous teeth.
oh, mommy.
Do you remember what deciduous means?
No, mommy.
When we talk about deciduous plants and deciduous trees, deciduous means that the leaves fall off. In the fall, the leaves fall off of deciduous plants. They're not evergreens like pine trees. So your teeth, they're deciduous because they fall off and make room for new ones.
Okay, mommy.
She's like, sure, whatever.
I'm the one giving the lectures here, not you.
Yeah.
Another question. What are your eyes made out of?
Why do you have so many questions now all of a sudden?
Well, this little girl, where's that book? Didn't I have an anatomy book that you can answer all these questions?
You're our guest. I'm supposed to be asking you questions, not you asking us questions.
She loves, we have some kids anatomy, like a How Babies Are Born book. That's like a pop-up that used to be mine when I was a little girl.
Yeah, that book.
Yes. I had this book on how babies are made and how
I had
they're
a hard
born,
time.
And she loves this book. She's constantly asking questions about what's in the book, and this has been a couple years now.
So that book, now that you mentioned it, the first time she brought it to me, she was little. And hold on a moment, and then there was that whole pelvic bone kind of pop out thing that has like a
With
baby.
the baby inside.
Yeah, and trying to explain how that opens enough to make the birth canal. Yeah, that was a tough and weird conversation to have with a 4 or 5 year old.
But she loves it. She loves anatomy books. She loves to ask, like, what is this and why is this and how is this made?
I'm going to ask you a question. All right, I'm going to change the subject. All right, here we go. So tell me, what is your favorite thing to color?
My favorite thing to color are hearts, rainbows, and of course, Hello Kitty.
And what's on your shirt?
I like unicorns and narwhals.
Oh yeah, narwhals. What do you like narwhals? That's interesting.
I just think that
Because-
they're nice and pretty, and they have horns.
So they're a unicorn of the sea, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like the unicorns in the ocean and the
Yeah.
unicorns in land?
Okay, Daddy. This is not a question.
Flipping it on me now.
This is not a question. This is an answer.
A statement.
Okay.
Yes. So the reason how babies are born is they're in the daddy, but when the mommy and the daddy have their 7 kiss, they go inside of the mommy, and then like they're little soldiers. Mommy taught me this, and whoever wins and goes in the egg, goes inside of the mommy, and the mommy starts making that one, and maybe, I don't know, a few months later,
9 months on average.
9 months later,
Later, yeah.
the babies come out. And when I was in Mom's stomach, she was skinny. I started eating all her fat.
Yeah.
And you took it all?
And that's why I'm chunky.
Yeah, you were a chunky baby.
You were a very chunky baby.
That's because I ate your fat.
You took all my
Yeah.
fat. You did.
All the fat of the food mommy
I
ate.
was super, super thin with you. I thought I was on a
And-
great diet.
So remind me again. You said on the 7th kiss.
Yes, on the 7th.
That's
kiss.
what I've been doing wrong. I've been giving too many kisses. Then. I need to stop. Okay. So is it like 7 kisses in a day?
No,
I
this
don't
is
know.
covered. Where did we learn about the 7 kisses? On Troll Hunters?
The
Yes.
boys
It's
taught
on
me
Troll
this.
Hunters.
Yeah.
Yes, the boys taught you this. It's from Troll
The
Hunters.
boys said when the mommy and daddy have their 7 kiss, the baby's born.
Yeah, that's from Troll Hunters.
Well, I will never kiss you again.
Okay.
Good thing.
I think they have to be 7. Is it 7 kisses in general or 7 kisses in a row?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to ask your
Maybe
brothers.
between full moons.
I don't know. We'll have to ask your brothers.
Okay, Daddy, ask me a question.
Oh, now okay. So now you're okay.
That was just an
Tit for
answer.
tat.
If you opened a store, I like this one. What would you sell and why?
I would sell all the stuff that everybody has ever wanted since they were like that they have never ever got in their entire
Oh, wow.
life.
So it's a magic store?
So that the stuff that you wanted when you were like when I was a kid, and I said I wanted, let's say Optimus Prime, and I
Yeah.
never got him, and
Yeah.
I show up to your store, you're gonna have an Optimus Prime there.
Yeah, so like it goes like I buy the stuff that you wanted that you never got, and you get the stuff, and I buy them. So like I think that you, Daddy, always wanted a super cool car,
Oh yeah.
and I get a collectible of those for you, all collectibles for you. And what did you want when you were little? Mommy?
I don't.
No, that's pretty good. Okay, let me ask you more simple questions, right? That was a tough one. I just saw that one and I was like, okay, that's interesting, right? So, okay, do you know what makes you happy?
Yes, I know what makes me happy.
Yeah, what makes you happy?
It's every day it's around me.
Yeah, every day?
It's you guys.
Oh, it's your family? Your family makes you happy? That's beautiful. I like that.
Except when we argue.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
except when you fight with your brothers.
Yes, they make me angry. They make me want to slap them. They make me want to slap their mama.
Hey, that's
Just-
me.
Just kidding.
I don't know. I think sometimes you want to slap me.
I think that was a beautiful answer. I really
I'm just
like that one.
kidding.
Yes, it is beautiful,
Okay,
honey.
so what would you do if you made the rules at the house at home? Like, what would be your rules here at the house? Like, you know, like the other day, right? Like yesterday when we were with mommy, and instead of having dinner first, you had dessert first and then dinner. Like, would that be one of your permanent rules?
Okay, the rules that I would like is that Mommy would stop being such a grumpy pants.
I'm a grumpy pants.
Grumpy pants, the disciplinary one.
I'm the disciplinarian in the house, which makes me the grumpy pants. I think that's most mothers' roles. That's okay. If you're ever a mother, you'll be Miss Grumpy Pants too.
Oh, okay. And what else?
But sometimes Mommy's a nice grumpy pants.
Yeah.
Sometimes mommies are nice grumpy pants. What makes a mom a nice grumpy pant?
Let's see. They don't argue. They give their children huggies and kisses.
Okay.
And they do fun stuff with them.
Like?
They go out with ice cream with them. They go and buy toys for them. They go and buy toys for each other. And that's all the rules. I just want Mommy to stop being a grumpy pants. And for you, Daddy, the rules for you, I wish you would never go at work because I really want you to stay with us.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Now, what do you think makes mommy a grumpy pants?
Oh, simple. Okay, that's me. I like to yell.
But what makes mommy a grumpy pants?
Let's see.
Is there something that happens that makes mommy grumpy?
You get angry for no reason.
I get angry for no reason.
Welcome to my world.
Okay.
Welcome to my world, because there's a demon inside of me.
There's a demon inside of you.
now.
And this...
Yeah. So, Mom, please know that it's the demon saying these
It's the
things. And
demon.
don't take it out on her, okay? It's the demon that's doing this.
Oh, there is a Diablo inside of me.
Here's a okay, for the ones that speak Espanol. Instead of a demon, it's a Diablo inside of her. See? Okay. Right. So those are your rules, huh?
But,
But Dad doesn't have any rules, huh?
He's nice.
Dad's nice all the time.
Sometimes. But lots of times, he's the best daddy I have ever had. Like a cuddle bear.
Yeah, I'm a
Isn't
cuddle
he
bear.
the only daddy you've ever had? Did you have another daddy?
In my dreams.
Oh, no.
Oh, in her dreams, she's had a different
Somebody
dad.
took me.
Somebody took you.
And they put a spell on me to make me think that they were my daddy. But then I found out that he was my real daddy. And now since I'm telling you guys, it will never happen ever again.
That's a weird dream.
But Daddy's the bestest father anyone could ever have. And
Tell me.
Mommy, you are also the bestest mommy everyone has ever had. The only reason why you push us around is because you're trying to protect us.
I pushed you around?
Or you yell at us.
I yell at you? Why do I yell at you?
Because I made you angry.
Because you made me angry. And why do you
I told you there's a Diablo inside of me.
Well, at least you acknowledge that you help cause
Grandma
mom's big emotions.
Grandma always says I have an angel inside of me. Like there's an angel and a demon mixed together.
Yeah, Grandma says that. Do you believe her?
Yeah. Well, she says there's a angel with me, but she didn't say there's an angel and a demon. She just said there's an angel. But I think there's an angel. Lots of times the demon takes over, but sometimes the angel takes over.
It could just be more simple and just be the fact that you have big emotions.
Yes, I do.
I don't think there's a Diablo inside of you.
I don't think so either.
You're a really good girl, and you're really quiet, and you're really mellow. There are moments when you get really mad and you throw tantrums, but I think that's part of being a 7-year-old because you're still learning how to control your emotions. You don't know how to do certain things. So at your age, because remember, Mommy and Daddy were 7 before, a long time ago, but we were 7, and I'm sure that any other adult in the family can let you know that when they were 7, they were still learning how to deal with certain things. So I know for me, one of the hardest things that I had dealing when I was 7 was learning how to accept things. You know, like, why do I have to go to bed at this time? why do I have to take out the trash, or why do I have to fold my clothes, and why do I have to clean my room? Like those things, I didn't understand why I had to do them and why I would get in trouble. And I think the main one that I had a hard time with was learning how to lose. I hated the losing feeling. Like if I lost in school, like if I didn't get a good grade, or somebody beat me at a score, or somebody beat me in a sport, I would get really mad. I wouldn't know how to handle that. I felt like my blood was boiling inside. I didn't know how, like, either I threw something on the ground and I walk away pissed off, or I would scream, or I would punch a pillow, or I would like maybe cry out of anger, because I know I was angry because like my tear would be like, it felt like it was burning in my face.
It's really hard to stop this. I mean, it's almost been like a year, but we were just playing Star Wars Monopoly. Star Wars Monopoly. And I just went to get my second brother the airplane. I mean, a spaceship, because he earned a spaceship. But my oldest brother, the first child, he thought I took the money. I got so angry that day, but I didn't. The money was right next to him, and if I did, he must have felt something. So that it couldn't have been me. I was so angry that day. He started stopping playing it for no reason.
So it makes you mad that people don't believe you when you tell them stuff?
Yeah.
It hurts your feelings?
But sometimes, do you exaggerate to get them in trouble?
No.
No, you don't.
You don't even believe yourself.
You're cracking up. You try to get your brothers in trouble?
No, I didn't steal the money.
No,
we're
not
talking
talking
about
about this time. We're talking about in general. Sometimes. Other times.
Do you put a little extra cream on your tacos to try to, add a little extra flavor to your brothers?
Oh, Daddy. Sometimes
Mama, you wiggle so much. You can't sit down still.
She's 7.
I'm just really excited.
Yeah.
Sometimes when me and the boys play video games together. Okay, sometimes I let them win. Well, obviously I let the last child win. The fourth one. And sometimes the boys make me angry because this is not part of the game. You're not supposed to help them. Well, the only reason you can just lose for them, but you can't help them. I just lose for her. I don't help her.
So you're mad. You get mad because your brothers are helping your baby sister play a game, and if she beats you, you feel like that's wrong.
No.
She gets mad that they don't let her win.
The only reason I just lose, if we're playing a game, there's a killer and a sheriff.
When you play Among Us?
Yeah. Sometimes we play Wait, no, not Among Us.
It's like Among Us?
Yeah, like Among Us. This one time, the fourth one was a murderer. and everybody was dead, and it was just me and her. But I just went to her to kill me so I could let her win. But that's not helping. The boys just take her remote and start speeding up.
See, that's what I mean.
You're talking about a game?
It's a video game, guys.
A video game.
A section, I guess, a
Fortnite.
game on Fortnite, yeah. Where it's mystery, I guess, I don't know what Among Us is. I guess it's the same rules according to my wife. Where randomly it picks who's going to be the killer, who's the sheriff, and who are the...
It's Among Us rules, yeah.
The, what is it called? The innocent? Innocent ones, yeah. So then you don't know who's who, and you got to figure it out.
Is that what you guys were playing today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then she gets mad because the older boys always take her out, but they let the baby do her thing.
The only thing that is, I make myself die in that game for her. Sometimes I kill her. But lots of times I help her. I just kill her. But in the racing game, that's not fair. Because it's racing.
Now, you're talking a lot about video games.
Yeah.
How about,
used to play a little
how about
video
reading
game.
a book?
Fine. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good book. Okay, so Beauty and the Beast is your favorite book.
Can I tell you why it is?
Didn't you get some books for
What's your favorite princess?
Christmas?
My favorite princess, Beauty.
Oh yeah, you like Belle?
Yeah. She's
Cartoon or movie?
Cartoon.
Good choice.
And can I tell you why I like that book?
Which book?
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, why?
The only reason why I like that book is because it's nice. And first, she saw no monster in Beast, and they became friends. But at the end, it was a true heart of love inside of them. What? I like the romantic.
You like
You
romantic, but
you're
you don't
romantic.
want to get married.
No.
You like romance. You just
I like
don't-
when you two do it.
You like when we kiss.
Erase that.
Okay, so she likes romance novels, but she doesn't want to get married. She doesn't want to have kids. She wants to
Yeah.
adopt.
She wants to adopt and be a good auntie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, take care of her.
Sometimes-
Okay,
nephews
let me
and
ask you
nieces.
another question.
Okay, Daddy.
Okay. Would you rather
Oh, this is my favorite.
be a superhero or a princess? And why?
Superhero.
A superhero? Why?
Because I don't have to listen to these dumb rules.
Oh, superheroes? But no, then that makes you a bad guy.
Then you're not a superhero if you can't follow rules.
No, I can follow rules. I can save the day, but I just don't want to be bossed around. You know, by my brothers.
But what does that have to do with being a princess?
Well, don't you know that princesses usually have siblings that like put them down or bully them or use them as maids or,
Yeah.
or, eat the cupcakes or,
Or every single movie, evil stepmother.
Oh, you're planning. Oh, so you're gonna have an evil stepmother if you.
You'll
Are a
still be
princess?
there.
She's on this stepmother thing.
Am I the evil stepmother?
No.
I'm your mother. I'm
No,
your
she's just talking
mother.
about. So today in the morning
Okay.
while you were out and about doing the mommy errands, she literally had a conversation about how come all the princesses in the movies that she's seen, the majority of them have evil stepmothers. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I guess because they're not the real mommy, so they're mean to them and they're jealous that they're prettier than them or something. And she started on this whole stepmother trip.
So, school's gonna start soon. Are you excited to go back?
Those letters. So okay, so
I just got
excited
this from a funny movie.
Okay, I'm asking you a serious question.
Yes,
though. Are you excited to go back
I'm
to
very
school?
excited to see Miss Ruiz.
Yeah, you're excited to see your teacher. What about your classmates? Any classmates you're excited to
wait.
see? You don't have to say their name. You just say yes or no.
Yes, I'm very excited. There's a kid in my class, and she has been gone these entire weeks, and she hasn't been here, so
Maybe
I
she
really
moved.
want to see her again.
Maybe
So-
she moved.
So let me ask you, you're at a new school. Are you liking your school so far? This new school? Or is it, I mean, are the girls nicer? Are kind of like in the middle? Are the teachers tougher? Is there more homework? Is it harder?
I kind of miss the old school because it was kind, and you didn't have to write, and you didn't need any spelling. Spelling is so long. You have to do syllables. I hate those. You have to do
You did have to do all that at the old school also.
no,
I think it's more of how it's done.
It was done differently, yes.
But it
you
was-
had more
She's
options.
like, heart.
You had more
No.
options on how to do things.
At the old school, it was fun, but at this school, it's a little boring. But sometimes it's fun.
Is it
At this school,
boring or is it strict?
At this school, you get 3 recesses.
You got 3 recesses at the last one too.
I got 2.
2 recesses at the last one.
Wait, you get 3 recesses? Like, you mean like 30-minute breaks, or you mean like 5-minute or 10-minute breaks?
Sometimes you get 4 recesses.
What are you guys, like in a union or something?
In 4 recesses, it's people's birthdays.
Oh, so these are like little breaks in between. I see.
So that's kind of fun and different.
Yeah.
Back in my days.
I think what you don't like is just that the school is a little more strict. There's more rules, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to wear a uniform.
It's really.
Do you like wearing a uniform?
I like it. It's just that we always have to be so fancy.
You have to be so
So
fancy. And you have all
fancy.
this clothes in your closet you never get to wear anymore, right? Because of that.
Well, I mean, I kind of like that.
The same thing happened to you when you were little, Daddy.
Oh, yeah. I went to schools where I had to wear uniforms, yeah.
Yeah, you have to wear it nice and
Yeah,
shiny
your school's
shoes.
not that strict. Daddy's school was more strict than yours.
You like 100%.
Daddy had to shine his shoes, and he had to have all his clothes perfectly ironed,
and his hair perfect.
and his hair short.
Combed a certain way.
Yeah, your brothers and you don't have to do that. It's not that strict.
Kind of like a military school.
You guys have more options than your daddy had when he was little.
Sometimes it's fun. It's only fun when you get to cuddle or you have free time.
Yeah, you just don't like schoolwork.
I just don't like schoolwork. I mean,
And you like to play
Prodigy
games
is
at
the
peace.
most funnest.
Yeah?
Prodigy,
'Cause
you
it's a
get to
game?
go. Yeah, Prodigy, you get to go on adventures. I have 2 already. I have an ice monster, a water monster, but the water monster's supposed to change, but it won't.
Maybe you need to do more stuff.
I am.
What is Prodigy?
It's a learning app.
It's like a little explorer.
She's supposed to do it at home, too.
Oh, the boys did
The
that
boys
too,
used to
right?
do it too,
Okay,
yeah.
I think I remember the
Yeah.
number 2 doing that.
Yeah, they've done it as well. She's
Next
supposed to do it at
question,
home, too, but I don't have any of the logins, and she says she doesn't remember them. So
So it's all controlled by the school.
yeah, it's all controlled by the school.
Question, please.
Well, I think that's about it, honey,
think we're
because it's
good, Mama.
bedtime.
No, please. I still have a million more questions.
You can
Okay.
save them for
Alright.
another
Okay,
time.
so let us have one of your questions then.
Okay.
Dad always
7.
gives in.
No, just one more. Come on.
Okay. This is a long one.
All right, let's see.
Okay. So, Mommy, Daddy, why does the government owe... that's not the question. Let me try to remember. Okay, let me try
So we got silliness going on.
what?
Excitement. Okay.
Okay, you two talk while I'm trying to think.
No,
okay?
no. I know what you're doing. You're trying to milk it to stay
we're
up longer.
interviewing
Come on.
Please. I'm
No.
trying to remember. Okay, Mommy, Daddy,
Yes, Munchkin.
um,
Munchkin number 1.
I don't understand.
3, 2, 1, go.
3. I don't I don't understand why sometimes electricity doesn't work. I thought it works for thousands of years. Wait, no. When was electricity made? I don't know how many years it was since Benjamin Franklin discovered it.
You need to stay near your mic.
I don't know. When was electricity made?
Made it is not a word.
I know it. Benjamin Franklin made it, but I don't know what year.
You want to know when electricity was made?
Mm-hmm.
Electricity has always existed. You want to know when someone figured out how to harness it and keep it for us to
But
use?
Benjamin Franklin they in his country they just had candles. But then he discovered it and felt a shock, and then he put glass, and then they put like I don't know something else. And many 1,000 years
The discovery
later,
of electricity is much older than Benjamin
So
Franklin.
electricity was originally, if anybody had to take credit for it, it was originally invented like around 600 BC. And it was by Thales, who's a Greek person who found that amber, when you rubbed it with like silk, it created like electricity. You know, like with your clothes. Sometimes when you get the electricity and you get shocked. So he's the one that started discovering that rubbing certain components together could create like a spark of
It
electricity.
was static electricity.
Yeah, static electricity.
He discovered the existence of static electricity.
okay, mommy, daddy,
But that was way before Benjamin Franklin.
okay,
Yeah.
mommy.
That's just who you learn about in school.
Okay, mommy, daddy, this is the very last question.
Okay.
Why is the galaxy purple?
Why is the galaxy purple? I didn't realize that the galaxy
Because
was purple.
of the purple eater. What was it? How does it
Purple
go?
people eaters?
Yes. Purple people eaters monster.
Aliens?
Yeah, there's an alien. But in the song, they said it was a monster.
Purple people eater.
Is Lucy? Is the fourth one awake?
So we don't know why the galaxy is purple. I didn't even think that maybe in some pictures it looks purple.
But is it true there are 7 galaxies?
I don't know how many galaxies there are, honey. I'm not an astronomer, but we can look that information up later.
Okay, Mama.
Okay?
You mean tomorrow?
Maybe for homework.
No.
Okay, we'll just look it up for fun. Is that better? We'll look it up
Okay.
for fun.
Mommy,
Okay.
one day can we go to the biggest
You want to go to the
telescope?
telescope?
Are you ready? I looked it up really quick for you. Okay.
Yes, Daddy.
There are 2 trillion galaxies observable. Yeah. It's 2 trillion galaxies as an estimate. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Do you even understand the number
Trillion.
trillion?
That means 2. That means 2.
It's more than billion.
I know what it is. It's 2 last number in the entire world.
Sure.
Okay.
2 last number in the
All right.
world.
Well,
I think.
thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Wait, no, one more.
No,
No, that
more.
was it.
Please.
No, it's
Why?
better.
How are
This
the
is a fight
galaxies
every
made?
night.
Mama, that's information
is-
we have to research.
Okay.
So we will look and read some books about that, okay? You have some galaxy books for kids that you can look at and read.
And this is for all of
Well, now I
the-
know what we are studying tomorrow.
This is for all the Spanish. Okay, and French people. Okay,
And
French people. Bois. And Spanish people.
It's funny that you remember the French one when you're not taking French at school, you're taking Spanish.
Adios.
You can say buenas noches.
Hasta luego, buenas noches. Say it. Say buenas noches.
Hasta luego.
Luego.
Hasta luego.
Estás güero.
Hasta
Hasta
luego.
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 Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Okay.
Adios.
Hey, thank you for joining us, Munchkin. You made it pretty interesting. You obviously have a lot to say, so maybe at another time, all right? Maybe in a year.
And we'll have to we'll try to organize our questions for you a little better and maybe
Okay.
have some answers for you.
Yeah, we weren't ready to
We
get
weren't
hijacked
ready
by a
for-
7-year-old.
for all those questions.
Okay.
All right,
Alrighty.
thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, people around the world.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
And that was our conversation with our 7-year-old. It was so hard to get her to go to bed. She wanted to stay up with us as late as possible and just keep recording because she just had so many questions to ask us. And as you guys could tell, she's got a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
This is daily. And
Yeah.
she is only 7, so it's expected for her age.
Yeah. So if you have 7-year-olds, or you remember your kids being 7, or your kids one day will be 7,
Yes.
you'll know exactly what to expect.
Well, I
Kind of
mean,
the
it's also her
attitude.
personality, though.
Yeah, but
'Cause-
and during that time we were talking about, being 7 and not really learning how to control certain emotions, and I think that's a common thing for 7-year-olds.
Yeah, but they're still figuring out their emotions. They're still learning their emotions. And she has a lot of big emotions sometimes, both anger and sadness, especially. She can be really happy too, but I think anger and sadness overwhelm her
Yeah,
a lot.
it's all about
She didn't
emotional
show that
development.
on this episode, but in life. And it's interesting because she does it with us.
Yeah, well, she's comfortable around us. We're her parents.
Because I know, like, I've had parent teacher conferences. They're always like, she doesn't act like that here. And I sometimes think about, like, they'll be telling me something that she's doing, or how good she is in class and how helpful, but she's not paying attention to this and she's not really focused on that. And I'll tell them, well, yeah, at home I have a hard time getting her to focus because she, gets angry and she'll go into a rage and meltdown. And they're like, oh no, but she doesn't do that here. And they're like, well, I'm just letting you know at home she does it.
So yeah, that's part of the self development, right? So it's and that's what I was saying. Seven is it's a hard age. I think it's a hard age. I don't know if it's because of my personal life, but 7 was a changing factor for me. But I think that it happens to a lot of kids. I mean, at least in our house, I expect the boys, when they turn 7, I think I changed the way that.
Well, yeah, you were constantly telling them, you're 7 years old now. I expect, your world's going to be different, which I thought was wrong because your world changed because your mom passed away and now you were being moved into a household that was completely...
I had to grow up.
alien
fast.
to you. And then here you are telling the boys that they now have to grow up. I'm not dead. Like, I wasn't dead. It was like they would never understand the pain that you were going through at that age because they didn't have to go through that.
Yeah, but
so it was kind of, always felt it was wrong of you to say that to them.
But if you think about it, 7 is a changing factor because most kids change at 7. They don't want to be the babies anymore. And they tell you, I'm not a baby anymore.
Not till 9. I honestly don't think there's a true change until they're like 9 or 10.
From what I actually, because I knew that this is going to happen, and I looked it up, and a lot of the doctors say that, yeah, usually 7 is when the kids are kind of like, Mommy, I'm grown up. Mommy, like, I can do it myself. Mom, let me try. Or... at 7 is usually when it begins, and a lot of them were saying that you have the social development, you have the self development, the memory, the emotional, like all these things are like major things when you're 7. Because think about it, first grade is kind of like barely separating yourself from kindergarten, but once you hit like second grade, you're usually 7 years old, and that's when you're like, okay, I have these subjects, I have these classes, I have these things that are expected of me to do, these grades, this, maybe like even her, like she's learning a foreign language now, and it's at 7.
And it shouldn't be foreign, right? Because we're supposed to teach her at home.
But still, it's so see, it's not just me, it's also like the school system it's part of the education, it's life. It just shows that 7 is a changing factor. My thing with the boys was, if I started doing my own laundry, if I started to learn how to cook for myself at 7, I wasn't expecting them to go like completely head in like I did, but slowly, gradually work into that so that they can start being self-dependent and not depend on mom and dad to do everything for them. Get up and, okay, I know what my chore is. I know what I need to get done before I go to school. I got to get the trash, or I got to brush my teeth or take my shower or get dressed for school. I got to get, my stuff ready. Mm-hmm. Not depend on someone to do that for them. Can they have help from you? Of course. They always have the help from you. That's the difference, right? They have you to help them. You're like, do this. Did you do this? Did you get the dog water already? Hey, are your shoes on? Did you get your backpack ready? as you're cooking breakfast or you're doing whatever for them, you're helping them get ready for school, or like, oh, what do you want for lunch today? What do you want me to pack you? What do you're doing that, but you're involving them on what they want. Mm-hmm. At the same time, they're like, okay, I beat my mom to it. And number 2 does this, right? He's like, okay, let me get a jump on it. Let me start doing this. Let me start doing that. And it all started at 7. She kind of does it too, but at the same time, with her, you fight the most because she's like, give me 5 more minutes. I don't want to go to school today. What do I have to get dressed? Don't brush my hair. But it's the 7. I think it's the 7. And I also noticed, you're right. 9 is another age, right? 9, I think somewhere between 7 and 9 is when you stop being daddy or mommy. It's when you start realizing that they're grown up already. Like they're trying to be grown ups. Like, I think it will break my heart the moment that both girls stop calling me daddy.
I still call my dad daddy.
So that's nice, but not all the time. Or do you?
No, I do.
I'm pretty sure you didn't at that age, or when you were in school, in high school, you stopped.
Completely possible.
Now as a grown person, and you're like, you see your dad, oh, it's your daddy. Like, you remember your daddy. You have this love for your dad. You haven't seen him, but when you live with them and everything, there's a moment where you're like, dad, because you don't want your friends to make fun of you for saying daddy. You don't want the comments from your brothers or whatever.
I don't remember, honestly, so it's completely possible.
It's just one of those things that I read too, that kids, and it's true. I remember when the boys stopped saying daddy. I love the fact that our number 2, every once in a while, he still throws daddy. Mm-hmm. But he won't do it out in public. He won't do it at school.
I don't notice.
Yeah.
So,
but your mom, right? Do you have you noticed that they don't call you mommy out in public? The girls do.
They don't call me mommy at home either.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're like, well, we're grown ups. Like, we can't be calling you mom. Yeah.
Oh, they call me mommy when they want something. Or when they're pretending to be some cartoon character and be annoying.
Oh, yeah. Mommy.
Yes.
Mama. Yeah.
So,
but no, I just, it was, to me, it was nice to see her and do that. And she was a natural. So I just love that she kept on flipping it around. Like, she just kept on taking over. Like,
yeah. See, that's where we differ. And she's a lot like you on a lot of like that big emotion level. She's a lot like you, and just how vocal she can be. And like I said, her big emotions, because that's like the main thing.
Hulk smash, right?
Yeah, she can get out there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of us, I guess, finding the best way to mold her into a positive influence as an adult, and not crush her like so many, like society will do in general.
Is that the thing? Do we want to mold her, or do we want to help her find?
Yeah. It's not a matter of molding. That's probably the wrong choice. What help? Like I say, help her become
cope with whatever,
what the best version of herself that she can be. And I do feel bad sometimes because she's always asking. She's the athlete, right? She's asking, mm-hmm. Daddy, I want to play soccer. Daddy, I want to play lacrosse. Daddy, I want to she's been asking about baseball lately. She's like, I want to do that. So she's asking about all these things, and she's like, Mommy, I want to go back to dance class. And I want to do jiu-jitsu. And she wants to do all these things. And we're just kind of like, we can't do all that right now.
Right.
I know that at her age, I've been listening to some parental help stuff. And one of the things that they cover is how a baby, a toddler, is so full of curiosity. Right. And they're like wanting to learn everything and soak it all up, which is why they say that that's the age when you're supposed to introduce all these things to them, right? So that they could start soaking it all up. They're curious, they're creative. And then they enter school where they have to learn to be still, pay attention, follow the rules, do this, do that, and don't deviate from that. And then little by little, that excitement of going to school and meeting friends diminishes.
Yeah.
And we
No.
saw that happen with her.
Oh, no, yeah.
We've seen that happen with each of our kids. You know, how going into the school system kills their creativity, kills their happiness. And then at home, we do it too. We're like, do your homework. You have to finish this and you have to get in bed by this time. Get your food, you know, have dinner. You know, there's just rule after rule after rule after rule instead of allowing them to be creative and express themselves. And that's what all these extracurriculars are for, right? Is to help them find and express
I wouldn't go that
creativity.
far.
Because she's a physical person.
Yeah, but you know, like you're saying, that's why extracurricular activities do. No, because that's the same thing. They're like, run here, touch that.
Yeah,
get this. This is the play. Do
but
this, do that.
My point is that she's physical. She's
Yeah.
not a book person.
No, but still, like, so I kind of get what you're saying, and yeah, as a father, as parents, you're like, yeah, okay, they're destroying them. But I mean, this has been a cycle since school has been around.
Yeah.
Like, we all go through it.
Yes.
That's the problem also that happens nowadays, where everybody just wants to overprotect and shelter their kids. Like, oh, you're destroying their creativity, or they're destroying this. It's like, I think if you do enough of a good job raising them and letting them know and giving them the support and still allow them to do some of that creativity at home, right? And just be like, okay, so what happened at school? Oh, they didn't let you draw that? Well, guess what? You're at home, so you can do it now. You know, think about it like you're going to school, you're going to go learn, take what they have to give you halfway, you know, and we'll go over it together.
Well, which is what I like about the school they're at is that they say, well, they have to learn this here and you can supplement whatever you want at home, right? And most households aren't doing that. But I'm saying we are not supplementing her with what she's asking for is my point. And she's definitely a physical learner.
Oh, but that's just happens sometimes. No, yeah.
She's not book, like she doesn't care to learn from a book. Right. She's one of those children or individuals who's better and happier learning from life experiences, right? So she wants to be out there learning how to dance. She wants to be out there learning how to kick a ball. She wants to be out there learning how to throw a ball, whatever it is, you know,
right.
She wants to be out there doing something. And that's why she wiggles so much. And I feel bad that we can't support that at this time. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like these, and then the other side of that is those parents who push their kids to just do all that stuff, right? They have them in baseball and they have them in football and they have them in every single sport that they can. And then the kid burns out, right? So like, how do you support your child to be the best version of themselves?
But there's a difference right there. You're saying there's the parents that push them in this, put them in that, put them in that, but it's not what the kids wanted.
Well,
it's what the parents wanted.
Maybe it's what the kids showed an interest in once or twice.
But then when they tell you they don't care for it no more, then that's when, you know, you can't force them. I told you, I had friends, I grew up with people like that they didn't have a say-so on what sports they played. The parents forced them to play it, you know? And by the time we were in high school, they had torn MCLs, ACLs. They already, you know, had all these surgeries. Yeah, they were great athletes because they've been molded since they were kids, right? Even when our son was doing lacrosse, one of the coaches was like, I wish my parents would have put me on lacrosse when I was their age, right? And he was a coach now, and he was doing pretty good, and he's going to college. But he's like, I wish I would have had that jump ahead, right? But then there was other coaches who were like, no, I didn't even want to touch a lacrosse stick by the time I was in college. I was like done. So, you know, I got to hear both ends of it, right? Then there was like a person like me who was like, oh, I discovered lacrosse too late in my life. I was like, I would have loved the sport growing up. I would have enjoyed
At least you
it.
think you would have because you didn't have it. Maybe?
I know I would have because of the sports I played.
Okay.
Because of the way I played. Because of my heart for sports. So there you go. And so this is another thing that you're talking about. Our kid, right? And you're right. She is a lot like me. I wanted to play all of them sports. I wanted to play sports. I wanted to learn. I never cared for soccer, and that's the first thing that they signed me up for.
Well, because that's what it was.
Right, yeah. You're Mexican. You're a soccer player, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I want to play American football. And they're like, they're going to break you in half. You're just a scrawny, little, small thing.
Yeah.
And I remember I went to soccer, and they were like doing like this little tryouts or whatever. never played soccer in my life. And I kicked the ball wrong, and everybody made fun of me for the longest time for it. And I was like, man, forget this. I'm not fucking playing the sport. And I was done. All right. And it took for my nephew, the one I call my brother, my little brother, he loves soccer. So it took for him to teach me and take the time to play and be like, hey, I need to practice. You might practice. And then little by little, I got to appreciate it on a different point. I wanted to play football. I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to play baseball. But it was different. Same thing. I just didn't have the people to drive me to the places. I didn't have I had the money, but I didn't have that support. So I will always have that chip of, I could have been better. I could have tried. I wish I would have done this.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done that.
I mean, you didn't have the support of your family either.
No,
and
I didn't.
And I think that's part of what I'm trying to say is that, a child, like you're saying that between the ages of 7 to 9, children start to break away from their identity as a little kid, depending on their parents. And now they're a big kid who doesn't need their parents as much. And within that discovery of themselves, they still need support to make certain things happen.
Right.
Right. Because they can't drive themselves to the things they want to do. They
Yeah.
can't pay for the things they want to do. So how much do we as parents need to support those goals of theirs, and where's the guilt on a parent who can't, like, gosh, I know you really want to do that, but we really can't do that right now. And then at some point that child's fire for that thing just burns out.
Well, it's like everything. You just realize later on that it wasn't really a thing. Like, it was a thing when everything's in life is in chapters, but there are certain things that you love no matter what. Hey, I've been in love with football my whole life.
Okay.
Like, my kid literally, and it was her. She literally asked me, I think it was yesterday, like, why do you like football so much? And I was like, you know what? I don't know. I was a little boy, and I was sitting there, and I saw it on TV, and that was it. That was it. I liked what I saw. And my brother Rick got me a football for Christmas, and I love that thing. I literally, like, it's a stereotypical thing to hear, but I carried that shit with me everywhere.
Okay.
It was in my backpack. Like, I was trying to learn how to throw it. I was trying to learn how to catch it. I was horrible. Of course I was horrible. It hurt every time it touched my hands when people threw it at me. It hurt whenever it went into my forearms, trying to catch it or trying to catch it with my chest. And I was like, all right, don't let it hit your chest because that really hurts. It's leaving bruises. But it came with more practice and more practice. And then I was like, all right, use your fingers, use your fingers, use your hands, use your palms. You start learning. Same thing with throwing. Okay, if I grab the laces this way, if I grab the laces back here, if I put my finger at the end of it right here, what happens to the ball? How does it spin? What kind of a throw? Where do I release? Over the shoulder? Do I release in front of my eye? Those are little things as a little kid that I did. I didn't get to play on a football team until I got to high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there was nobody to drive me to Pop Warner. There was nobody to take me to a park or sign me up, buy me football pads. I think there was a while when my dad almost did it until he found out that he had to buy my helmet, my pads, and everything.
The cost of it.
And he saw the cost of it. It's like, I'm not wasting that money on you. And there's the same thing. You're too small. You're too skinny. I remember saying in junior high to my counselor, they went around and asked everybody, what do you want to be? And I said, I want to be a football player. And they all laughed at me. Right. And I was like, oh, have you seen those guys and whatever? And I was like, what the hell? So that was the year, I think that was 7th grade. And I was like, that's it. I need to do something about it. Right. And, I started eating a lot of protein and I started working out and I started like trying to bulk up and trying to do everything. It wasn't immediate, but it took me a while, but it kept on going my whole life. And I was good. I wasn't great, but I was good. But like you said, till this day, I mean, I still enjoy it.
So you're saying it's just whether we support her in all these different things that she's asking us for, if it's a true thing that she's interested in, she'll find a way to hold on to that for the rest of her life.
Yeah, if it's something that just clicks, it clicks.
Versus, just letting her try everything.
We can let her try. We did it with our oldest one. And I did push like hockey on him.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't show the interest or anything. Like one time he's like, "Oh, that sounds fun," and I was like, "Done." Bought him all the gear, and he's like, "Okay, look, we're going to the rink." And he was like, "Okay."
He was enjoying. He did.
He loved
enjoy
it. He was great when he
it.
went to that camp, and even the players from they were like,
Yes.
"Yo, you need to keep him on this. Like, he's really good. He's showing a lot of good talent." And you were like, "Yeah, but his ankles and the way
I hate his ankles.
And then one of the guys was like, and he was an actual player for the goals, and he
Yeah.
was like, "No, he's the way he skates and the way he sets up, he's perfect for the position he's doing right now."
Okay. Yeah, for me, I hated watching his ankles in the skates. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to snap. Oh, he's going to break his.
Yeah, so when all those
Hated
guys
seeing
were
his
already telling me
ankles.
this, and the coaches, and they were like, invest and do this, but unfortunately, my work schedule and you being pregnant with big old belly, you couldn't help him with the pads
With
and
the
everything.
with the 7-year-old who loves sports.
Yeah, and
She
so
said.
and then
And
we
then
had
he was
to
doing
move-
lacrosse too.
And then we moved really far
Yeah.
away from the ice rink, so it was a
Yes.
commute to go to the ice rink. So
So-
there was a lot of little obstacles.
Well, if you think about it, I was doing a lot of sports things with him while I was pregnant because we did still do the hockey stuff for a little bit.
because I was
Yes,
involved.
it was back and forth. It was like a tag team, right? Like you would take him or pick him up. I forget which one it was.
Come on, I missed. I let go of a job
Yes.
for him to go to hockey.
Yes.
I was literally doing an interview. They're like, "You mind sticking around?" And doing a follow up interview right now. We're like, "No, I only schedule like when you guys called me and scheduled me. We said from this time to this time. That's all the time you have. I need to go do something else." And that was before my son's hockey practice.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Oh," I was like, "Keep me in touch, whatever." I was like, let's reschedule." I was like, I came off of field. I was like, "Oh, but we kind of feel like," I was like, "I can give you an extra 30 minutes, but if not, I'm leaving." And I did.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I didn't get the job either. They called me back, but we never coordinated. And things happen for a reason, right?
Yeah, yeah. But
But,
I
yeah,
remember.
we
but
bounced
after
around.
that, we were tag teaming on that one, and then there was lacrosse.
Right.
And the lacrosse, you had more time, and
I watched the first year.
yeah,
I sat back and watched the first year.
yes. And then the second year, you went and became a coach. You went to train to be a coach.
Yeah, I did
because
the classes.
you wanted, you
I
took
went-
the classes and everything, and that was great. And then that was it. And
Yeah.
then we stopped the lacrosse.
Yeah, there was a
I think
lot of
your
things.
your schedule
The
changed,
schedule
and you
and
weren't
the
able
league
to
was
be there.
kinda-
Yeah, the league changed, and there was a bunch of different things, but that ended up ending for him for quite a while, and then he got into jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm. And now he's like, "I want to play lacrosse again."
He wants to play lacrosse again, and unfortunately, the school he's at doesn't offer it. So he's another sports one. So he does enjoy sports, just not the same sports you grew up enjoying, right? He enjoys different sports and music, and that he does have from you because you also love music.
I love music, but I don't have his talent. I love music, but
He got my family's talent.
yeah, and I'm glad he did. I'm really glad he did.
And then, but back to our 7-year-old, she just kind of wants to do everything,
And I don't mind it. Remember when you actually came up with this one? You did that whole soccer clinic. You
I
found out
did.
about a soccer
Mhm.
clinic, and you took them.
Oh gosh, she loved it.
She loved it. They went to the clinic, and she's the one that loved it, and she's the one that played.
Yeah, she's the one who played, and
And I
unfortunately,
just never heard anything back from that league.
they don't exist anymore over here. They're like on the coast, like Orange County coast or something like that now. They changed the name of the league, and I don't think they got enough interest in it
Right.
out here. So, which was unfortunate because I loved it. I loved how well organized they were. I loved how the coaches seemed to be very knowledgeable, better than I know everyone's like, oh, just put them in was it AYSO, whatever.
Right.
And I'm not interested in that. I really, really liked.
But there you go again. You're not interested in it, but it's something for them to do.
I know.
It's something they
It's
can
just
do.
the way, because I've known people who have worked for AYSO.
Yeah, but how long ago?
I know. I just was such a great. I'd rather put her in something else.
Yeah,
I'd rather
see, now
she
you're
do
making
something else.
excuses for it. That you're talking about giving them what they want, however they can.
Well, she just wants to do anything.
Yeah, so there you go. If it's AYSO, then it's AYSO, and it's a tryout thing, right? And then it's not as expensive as other places.
Yeah.
And it's something that's local. But we were saying, when they have the love for it, they'll have it, right? And I mean, there's people that don't discover a sport until they're in high school or they're in college.
Or in college.
It just happens,
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she likes sports. I'm glad that she's interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let her try stuff. Like, that's the one thing that we always agree to, right? We don't force them into anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to them if they want to do it, and we'll give them a tryout. Like, okay, you want to try this? Let's do this. Let's do this.
But she's been asking for.
But she's been asking for a while, and then that way she's a lot like like our first one, like our oldest, because he's the one that said, "I want to try that sport." I remember we were driving by that high school.
Yes, I know.
And he saw the guys practice, and he's like, "What is that?" I was like, "That's called lacrosse. It's a creators game." And he's like, "I want to play that." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "All right, let's look into it. Let's find out."
And you think you found another team, right?
Yeah, I think I found another thing for lacrosse, and I was glad to see that there's doing like different ages. So I'm gonna follow up on that one and see what we can do. Meanwhile, like our second one, I can't force him into sports, and it's not in him. He doesn't have that whole wanting to be in sports. He is about reading. He is about sitting down and writing and drawing and doing all this other stuff. While our oldest is all about being physical and being hands-on, right?
Yeah.
And she's like that too. Like you said, she's not about the books. She's hands-on. She wants to be active. She wants to move. And the thing that I loved about her when she played soccer was the fact that it wasn't like she was out in La La Land and dreaming or doing the other thing. She was literally a team player. Mm-hmm. Like, she was like, okay, what is my job? What am I supposed to do? Cool. And she was like perfect at passing the ball and setting up people for scoring. And I would be like, just go for it. Like, try to score it. He's like, but if they're open, then I'm going to give it to them. So I love the fact that she was grasping the sport and the fundamentals like that, and that aspect of like the glory comes as if we win because it's a team sport, which is weird for me because I'm like, nah, like, just go for it. Try to be the winner,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And well, now our youngest is asking. She sees the little soccer shoes there.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want to use these. I want to play too. And so I don't know. I guess maybe I just have to put them both in.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
But I mean, they're asking for lacrosse too, and they're asking for jiu-jitsu. It's just, oh my gosh, all I hear is cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, no,
cha-ching.
I know everything is cha-ching.
It's like cha-ching, especially. Oh gosh, everything's cha-ching.
Like, I don't mind the mixed martial arts because it's something that helps them defend themselves down the road, for anything.
Yeah.
I don't.
I just know that one time we let her try lacrosse, no one could move her. She was like laughing because she thought they were tickling her. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that was jiu-jitsu. I said lacrosse.
Yeah.
My bad.
No,
I meant jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, she was laughing at all the girls trying to pin her and put her down.
Flip her.
Like,
She's
like, I have two big brothers, right?
Well, that was our 7-year-old, and
yeah, we went on different things. Yeah,
she's a whole lot of everything, and she's a big ball of just love and emotion and anger, and you name it, she feels it. And
in case you guys are wondering where the galaxy stuff is coming from, her and me have been having arguments lately of who loves who the most, and she went into "I love you" more. From here to the galaxy and the size of the galaxies. And so I was like, oh, that's a lot. And I said, well, I love you more than 7 galaxies. And then I think that's what started how many galaxies are there.
Okay.
Because I think she's competitive even in that aspect.
Yes, she is.
So yeah, but it was awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you weren't too turned off by it or annoyed by it.
It doesn't matter.
I hope you can relate. I mean, I'm sure some of you can relate. And like I said, being parents at one moment in life or coming up in life of a 7-year-old, and the discussions. But yeah, she has a big heart. She's very passionate.
She did tell us at the end she loves to talk. I was like, you were really, I do. I love to talk. I was like, yes, we know.
It's a family thing.
It's a family thing.
Obviously. Yeah, I told her that whenever I pass on in life, she can take my seat and take over. And she was like, well, I can take it, but you don't have to die.
Yeah.
So maybe one day, until it will become...
or she'll just start her own thing.
Yeah.
With her brother, since he wants to start something too.
Right.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And you guys have a great rest of your week.
Yep, enjoy. Be safe out there.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.